So I'm trying something. This is probably going to be up here at some point, but at least you get to see the used. I wanted to get this on my hand at one point. I wanted to get like a tree with the heart hanging. It's not that I'm chickening out, but I am wondering if it's a good idea. I also want to get Bad Omens down there as well. Anyway, we're doing Entitled People today because why the fuck not? Guy helps himself to my laptop. A little over a decade, I had frequently gone to this one place to hang out with friends. One time, I bought my personal laptop to do some story writing. It was an outdated model, so I didn't have any games on it. Not a problem, I just used it for writing emails and web browsing, while I used my laptop at home for gaming and such. At some point, I got up to use the bathroom, and when I got back, I saw there was some guy sitting at my laptop and using it like he owned it. This resulted in the following interaction. It's been over a decade though, so I may not be remembering it right. Me: what do you think you're doing? Entitled Guy: I just wanted to play some games. Me: get away from my laptop. Entitled Guy, childishly defensive: you're supposed to say please. Me yelling: no, that's my laptop. You can't use it. He then begrudgingly gets up and steps away, then whines about there not being any games on it. Additional notes: yes, the screen was locked. It was locked and yet he got in. That's really concerning. The place was a centre for people with autism and staff wouldn't let anyone in unless you were registered there. It was a mixed age setting with a group of teenagers and a group of adults, the Entitled Guy from the teenagers group. I just wanted to play some games. Some people are unbelievable. Maybe you should have helped yourself to his wallet or his credit card. This thing, people feel entitled to your stuff, but if you feel entitled to theirs, they change their tune very quickly, don't they?
Oh, don't give me that look.
I didn't pick up the pieces of glass from the floor because I work a lot. Okay, I don't know if she fits the label of being entitled, but I'm so mad and pissed off right now that I need to vent it. I, 20 female, lived with my older sister, 27 female. We live in the house that used to belong to our parents before one of them passed away and the other moved in with a new partner. Since my sister was already planning to move in with her girlfriend and I was old enough, they ended up leaving the house to my sister and her girlfriend. I won't go into the abandonment issues, I've had to say that 3 times, and the mess this caused, but believe me, it was a lot of bad stuff. Last year, she and her girlfriend broke up and things got tighter at home. I started working and became 100% responsible for paying for groceries and some bills like water and electric. An important detail is I worked as an in-office administrative assistant during peak hours, while my sister has always worked from home doing Instagram posts for stores, you know, those story ads with promotions and stuff. One thing she always does is act as if her job is extremely exhausting. Not saying it's not, but I would get on packed buses after a full day of work, come home, wash dishes without complaining and make food, while she, who stayed home all day, would complain about putting water in the dishes she dirtied. Okay, so this is the thing. I 100% agree that going into an office is more physically and mentally draining than simply working from home. I work from home since COVID. I much prefer it because if I travel into the office, it takes an additional 3 hours out of my day. That's an hour and a half each way. I am physically and mentally exhausted from the journey into London, and I've been journeying into London since I was 17 because I haven't always lived here. I used to live in Hertfordshire. It used to be quicker, but I still was mentally exhausted by the time I got home every single day. The travel, 100%, is tiring. It does tire you out. I also have been mentally exhausted working from home as well, because when you work from home, and I don't know if it's the same for this person because they're doing Instagram posts, has very flexy hours. Could mean that she also ends up doing a lot more overtime because you end up managing social media. I've heard influencers say this, like there's no real like off time. I'm talking specifically about influencers now, but for influencers, I know that they say that, you know, if they're not editing their film, if they're not filming their, you know, on their social media, they literally are always commenting or doing this or doing that or doing the other, like, or they're having to post or they're having to be aware of like promotional ads or whatever it is that they need to do. 100%, I get it. Both can be mentally tiring, but that is no excuse for not picking up after herself. Like, if you both live there, you both should be doing the same, both should be splitting the chores 50-50 no matter what. Side note, I know these jobs can be tiring and fast paced, but nothing will convince me that you can't spend a few seconds to put water in a frying pan. I'm currently unemployed and looking for a job, but unlike other days, I woke up wanting to clean and organise the house. I hung up the clothes she asked me to, I took out the trash, pulled some weeds in the backyard and washed the dishes 3 times. I even had to rush to take the clothes off the line when it started raining, and she put the clothes in the washing machine and turned it on. On top of that, she left glass shards on the bathroom floor, which I almost stepped on, and then told me to pick them up.
That doesn't seem fair.
When I complained, she said she was too busy working to pick up glass. Complained about old food in the fridge, saying I can't take care of your responsibilities because I work too much. Side note, at the time I was hanging up wet clothes from the rain, which should have been 100% her responsibility, and washing dishes, which were supposed to be mine. But in her head, I should always help her when she needs it, and I should never ask for help with my responsibilities. Mind you, all the food she worked so hard for meals she cooked, stored, and didn't eat. But in her head, I was the one responsible for throwing them away. She sounds like she needs to grow up. Anyway, here I am taking a break, looking at memes and job hunting online when she barges into my room to complain about a dish that wasn't properly washed. She sounds exhausting. She tiredly explained how I should have done the task using water and soap, and said she couldn't put her mashed potatoes in there because it was greasy. Then I go to the kitchen and this bitch left the dish dry without a single drop of water or soap. So yeah, this text got long, but it served as a venting diary. If you can tolerate it, simply stop doing anything with dishes. Let her see how quickly they pile up. Kick back on the couch and only take care of laundry and dishes that are yours for at least a week. This is the thing. When people act like this, like super entitled to your time, if you're living almost like in a house share or something like that, clean up after yourself and leave everything else. I know it's painful, but just do it, because otherwise they literally will think you're just going to continue to do it. My sister seems to think that she's entitled to my trust fund and lied to try and get it. Whoa. So, there's a bit of a backstory to this, and I'm not sure what's relevant, but I'm sure you'll tell me if I blather on too much. Mostly, I just need to rant. My 38 female family is a little messed up. I essentially have had 5 parents and 3 different groups of siblings. It's a bit much. As a child, I was living in the US with my adopted parents, and a lot of shit went down that wasn't great. So I moved back to the UK when I was 9. Hey. I had a lot of trauma and the beginnings of a rather serious drug problem, and so my US dad set up a trust fund for me before he died, so that anything mental health related was paid for and I didn't have to stress about being able to sort myself out as I got older. It's been rather handy over the last 30 years. Paying for a home when I was a teenager, therapy, rehab, basically anything needed to help me not die. At some point in my teenage years, I made contact with my biological parents and their other kids and was welcomed back into the fold. Some of my full siblings had issues with this. Fair enough, it was a big change for everyone's lives. My little sister, now early 30s, apparently found it particularly hard. So we've never got along and have been no contact for almost a decade. This has become particularly apparent in recent weeks after she contacted the solicitors who are in control of the trust, pretending to be from a rehab facility in the US. Whoa. She sent them an invoice for a 3-month stay requesting payment to the bank account of a friend of hers in the US. The first I heard about this was a phone call from said solicitors offering their commiseration that I was due to enter the facility, wishing me luck and double checking the details. I am livid. What betrayal of trust. This is tens of thousands of pounds that she tried to steal from me. Fucking family feeling entitled to money is the worst. Money that she has absolutely no right to. She never met my adoptive parents. She's not owed any money from them. She's lived a perfectly normal life with both her parents, her other siblings, holidays, uni paid for, no big dramas. And she thinks she can just take from me because she wants to buy a house and thinks I should help her out because I ruined her childhood. Except she can't even just ask. She has to try and steal it. I have no idea what to do about this, because if I go to the police, then it'll create even more drama in the family. You should go to the police. That's fraud that I could do without. And I feel like that's exactly what she wants. Our parents will side with her and she knows it. I don't want to give her the satisfaction, but I'm just so mad that she chose this specific way to try and take what's not hers. It feels like such a low blow. Obviously, she's getting sweet FA, but what the fuck? FYI, because people have asked, father had to bail me out of a shitty situation a couple of years ago, which included getting a flight to another country to come and get me. Obviously, I insist he accept reimbursement for his flights despite him not needing the money. So he would have had the details of my solicitors and the fund from that time. My sister often visited my parents, so I suspect she would have seen the information in my dad's office at some point. I've certainly never mentioned the fund to any of my siblings. Okay, so update. Oh, I love an update. So this got pretty overwhelming pretty quickly. I'm balancing getting things done and tied up with not losing my mind, which is always fun. Solicitors are reporting everything for me, as they are indeed required to do. Turns out I'd misunderstood and thought I had to get involved, but no, it's all on them. And I'm going to just let what happens. Yes, please tell me they're going to report her. I'll be setting up a meeting at some point to go through all the transactions made over the last 20 years or so, just to make sure nothing else nefarious has gone on. Thanks everyone for the reassurance. I'm not doing something wrong by wanting this sorted, but I'd appreciate a little less speculation on my life and the role my parents played in it. Oh, what are people saying? Literally, you really should go to the police. If she had the audacity to do this, there is no stopping her from escalating even more. If your parents side with her, that is also useful information. You cannot trust them and should be very careful around them. If not, just cut them off. Do not let these people treat you like this, family or not. You deserve respect. I don't think you realise how serious this is. We're talking about identity theft, fraud, and grand larceny. These are very serious crimes. Really only two options. 1, go to the police now, report what's happening, and stop her from stealing your money. 2, wait until after she steals the money, then go to the police to see if you'll get it back, which you probably never will. You don't have any control of her illegal activity. It's her fault, not yours. But the family drama is going to have to happen anyway. Literally, like, she's just showing who she is. A cretin. Go to the police. She needs to be checked. She needs help. One little short one. One more. Friend tried to make me feel bad for saying no. So I have always been a big food sharer. I will share with everyone in class and more. But my new tuition classmates aren't all that nice, unlike my classmates in the past. Do you know what? People who have money just don't like to use it. Not on anyone but themselves, if they can help it. Like, there's a reason why celebrities like to get stuff for free and not pay for it, even though they've got shitloads of money. They like having lots and lots of zeros in their bank account. The more money people have, the less generous they are, I swear. Not all of them were nice, but it was a small school, so they were punished early and easily. So a few days ago, I go and buy myself something to eat from the canteen, and a friend who had just gone down to the canteen but came back with nothing tells me, not asks, tells me to leave some for her.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I say no, tell her to go and get her own. She persists because I have a habit of giving in. Well, this time I didn't, and my other friend got annoyed and told her to stop it, so she finally did. In the evening, I'm talking to the other friend on the phone, and she is like, you should have told her to go get her own. So I remind her of all the times that the first friend never shares anything with me. Secret Santa. She didn't let me touch her gift, but let everyone else. She brought food. Everyone can eat it, but she refuses to let me. The list is long, but I told the other friend all this, and she just pretends she never noticed it. And again, goes back to asking me to tell her about more events, but I didn't want to sound entitled to anything, so I just shut her down and then cut the call. I am going to keep on going and keep on learning to say no better, because God knows I need to. Learning to say no is elemental. You actually gain respect from people as they know where you are coming from and understand the boundaries. When people are a pushover, people will keep pushing the boundary lines. They are not your friends. I agree. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give us a like and subscribe if you like it. I'd really appreciate it. I am trying to get 2 videos up a week, probably failing. Also, ignore my fringe. I'm growing my hair out and I have like emo fringe at the moment and it's driving me freaking insane. Love the colour, hate the cut at the moment. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!